Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chris Loves Comics. It's Friday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. I'm sorry for slacking, life's just been busy. But, life's been good, and I hope you guys are doing well. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, but I'm glad to I'm glad to be back on a semi-normal schedule. I think next week like Thursday, maybe Thursday I'll do my haul video because Wednesday I will pick up my books early, and yeah. As always, I'd like to say thank you guys for sticking with me, and thank you very much for subscribing to me. It really means a lot to me. I really enjoy this channel, and I love talking with you guys about great comics. I'm also going to be putting a few of my friends in the description down below. Please consider giving them a like and a subscribe for their videos. But with that out of the way, we'll go over my books of the week. So I sort of I feel like I go back and forth, back and forth. With DC and Marvel, with the prices the way they are, I think I'm sticking with Superman books like World's Finest, Superman, Action Comics. Superman has always had a soft spot in my. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Superman, for what he represents and for the kind of hero that he is, and I think I'll just stick with him because I don't know, maybe it's a passing fancy or anything like that. I feel like I'm losing interest in a lot of characters. Maybe it's because I've read too much of them, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing, like I mentioned before, losing vested interest. I don't know if any of you guys have felt that before. Please feel free to let me know in the comments. But all my book, I have a ton of indies on my. I've been really loving indies, not just for price wise, but I like the originality of the stories that are coming out, especially from Image Comics. They've been really firing on all cylinders. And speaking of firing on all cylinders, issue number one of Patrol Head by Rob Williams. This is a fantastic read. I definitely recommend all these books. And if you haven't read your books, please wait till you watch this video before, because I will be going over them. But this is an interesting sort of dystopian tale. It has a combination of Blade Runner and Mad Max elements to it. The art is just fantastic by and I apologize if I mispronounce your name, Pye, so it's Pi Par. And so this dystopia is there's only a few humans left because of the air quality, but like they bring out, like, I love the colors in this book. It's just outstanding. I really enjoy it. But so there's these underground races that happen, and this guy, his name is O. He is the monarch of this new dystopia, and it's a really well done book. It's $5, but there's a lot of reading in here, and like I said, the colors really pop in this book. When it comes to comics, I'm more of a story guy. Like, art doesn't play a huge factor in me. There's some artists, like, I won't read the book, and I have my list, so I don't want to say names that would upset anyone if they're your favorites. But like the attention to detail is just out of sight. But I definitely recommend Patrol Head. And coming back from a little short hiatus, Jeff Lemire can do no wrong in my eyes. So Phantom Road #7, the continuation story of this trucker and his passenger coming across coming across aliens. It kind of has an X-Files feel to it, obviously, with the aliens, but there's a conspiracy factor. You have some agents trying to find out what's going on, and the ending is a huge cliffhanger. But I'm really enjoying Phantom Road. They stop at this sort of carnival, and the young lady, the truck driver, has this. She says someone's been here. There's a fire. There's a fire there. And next up, I picked up issue 2 and issue 1, and I'm glad I picked this up. This is by Brian Buccellato, and he's also writing the Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla, but midlife or how to be a hero at 50. This is a very adult take, and I like. They talk about like how like some movie studios butcher comic book characters, and we've all been there. We feel like I'm, or maybe not, but you know, there's a lot of people like to see their comic book characters not sort of decimated by the movie studios. But the art is fantastic too. It's a story about a 50-year-old firefighter. He's contemplating retirement, but he also finds out that he has powers, ironically enough. And this is a guy who's a firefighter, but he's afraid of fires. But they talk about his childhood and his parentage. But he finds out that because he leaves his hand on the stove, he can't get burnt. So he was sort of, and it's kind of a story in and of itself when, you know, you're scared, if you're scared of something, and 9 out of 10 times it's not worth being scared about. Well, I mean, obviously fire is a scary thing, but he puts his hand on the stove and he doesn't feel the flames and he doesn't feel the heat, which is definitely fantastic. And his friends are so psyched about it. And I really like the art is by, oh, is it Simone de oh, Stephanie Simone. But I really like the colors. But I'm definitely adding this to the pull list. I have issue 1 and 2 of Midlife. Now my A+ books of the week. This is issue number 4 of 6, and it's making me sad because we're getting towards the end. This has been just nothing short of a great series. The Enfield Gang Massacre, issue number 4 of 6 by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips on art. Jacob Phillips is also artist on Newburn, which is one of my favorite Image indies, and the only thing I'm currently reading of Chip Zdarsky, I really do not like his Batman. He started off very strong with Failsafe, but I just, you know, Batman's a very cool character, but, you know, sometimes you gotta make some hard choices when it comes to your pull list. But I also like the paper quality. It feels very parchmenty. It's and also it gives you like these old school adverts from like the comics of old, from like the 80s, early 80s, 70s. But the Enfield Gang is cornered in, yeah, this, I should say, this is a blood and guts, no nonsense, no holds barred slugfest between, it's a good old fashioned cops and robbers story. I mean, even there. But the Enfield Gang is starting to feel it. The town is starting to close in on. You got people throwing knives at each other. It's a no nonsense, Western. I really enjoy it. This is fantastic. And last but certainly not least, you knew this was going to be A+. Transformers by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. I think Daniel Warren Johnson is also doing the pencils. Yes, he's also doing the pencils. Spicer's on colors. Before I do like this cover of Starscream turning into himself before taking down Fighter Pilot. Before going into it, I think they're sort of Daniel Warren Johnson's sort of taking an adult, mature approach to Transformers. By that, I mean there's definitely some things like you remember from your childhood that Transformers, they would try to kill each other and stuff like that, but it wasn't as graphic as it is in this book. And I think Daniel Warren Johnson's kind of doing it on purpose. He's adding an adult theme to Transformers because a lot of us grew up on Transformers, like from the 80s, and I think that's the story he's trying to cater to, while also bringing in some new blood into the fold. But case in point, you see Optimus Prime. He's on Earth. He's enjoying beauty, but then you hear a crack, and he's I mean, he feels bad, but he steps on a deer because he's so used to Cybertron, everything being steel and everything being everything of that sort. And as Optimus Prime is talking to his friend Spike, who we all know is from the old show, he talks about Cybertron, the history of what happened with the Decepticons and the Autobots, how it was a peaceful world. But he does let everyone know that Decepticons are here on Earth and they're trying to search for Energon. And there's a cool scene when you see Starscream, Soundwave, and others you know, looking for Energon, and they're hunting the humans. It's really great when you see the army sending the Air Force, and then you see Starscream. He's trailing them, and then he says hi, and then claps this guy. But Daniel Warren Johnson, I think he has a really strong book on his plate right now. I think Images and Skybound are doing a fantastic job with Transformers, and it's only going to get better from here, because also next week, as part of the Energon universe, G.I. Joe, I believe it's Duke. No, sorry. There's a G.I. Joe one-shot that's by Larry Hama of Wolverine fame, and, you know, Larry Hama's just he's a standard in the comic writing world. And also there's going to be I think that's the one-shot of 301. But then they're going to start the 6 or 5 issue miniseries of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. And there is a premise saying that one of the Joes is already going to die in the first issue. And that's going to be written by Joshua Williamson, who I still follow. He writes Superman. I'm liking his run on that too. But I've sort of given away from the other characters. But I'm looking forward to the books that Images is pulling out. But that's it. Again, thank you guys very much for subscribing to me. It really means a lot to me. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And like I said, next Wednesday I'll pick up my books. I'm looking forward to G.I. Joe, both the one-shot and the first part of the miniseries. And I'm not picking up any DC books because there's no World's Finest or anything like that. And I've sort of done away with Marvel. I just don't really like the direction that they're going. I can't like, even Spider-Man, who's a standard character, like he's the benchmark for Marvel, but I feel like, I don't know, I digress. I sometimes go off on a tangent, but I feel like they're doing him wrong. But thank you again. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, and please, if you're new to the channel, please feel free to drop a like or even subscribe. Once I reach 300, I will be doing a giveaway. I'm a far ways away. I'm at 232 subscribers now, but I've gained a lot of new people coming up, and I really appreciate you guys. So have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye now.